What is up, my friends? So after an insane Monday, we emptied 8 dumpsters and I think it picked up 9, dropped off 2, all on Monday. It was absolutely crazy. We were sold out of dumpsters on the weekend, so I basically started turning people away. Monday, we had to almost empty every single one of them. It ended up being a big ordeal, but we got them all emptied, and now we're kind of ahead of schedule. So we have a couple drop-offs today, but they're later in the day. So instead, I'm gonna take time to do something I normally would not do. So like I said, we picked up 9 dumpsters, so one of them didn't get emptied, but it came from $1 million house, easily $1 million house. And as I was tarping it, I kind of looked inside and I was like, holy crap. Some of this stuff could definitely be resold, and I don't like to do that. You know, I'm not like a huge another man's trash, another one's treasure. It's not my thing. I don't like to handle other people's stuff. Like, that's why we don't do a whole lot of junk removal. And when we do, we pretty much toss it in, get rid of it, don't think about it, don't try to, you know, pack rat or hoard it. I don't like hoarding stuff. I like a simple life, the minimum of everything. So I'm gonna do it a little different. You've seen me resell things before, but this time I'm gonna see how many things we can resell from a dumpster that came from $1 million house. Let's see. So Keegan just backed the dumpster in, and what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let him untarp it because I've already seen some of the stuff that was right on top. I wanna see what he thinks of what's in here. How did you sleep?
Not very good last night.
Oh, it's because of that new girl in your life.
No.
Number one rule to be an employee at Rolling Ops is you have to be a little monkeyish. What? Isn't it? What isn't
that real wood?
I think it is.
No way.
Dude, it's got to be so heavy. All right, I'm coming up. All right, right off the bat, these are like some bed posts, and I looked them up earlier. They're incredibly expensive bed posts. It looks like we have a little bit of damage on some of them, and the homeowner said they tried to sell it, but it was just too cumbersome. They didn't want to really deal with it, and none of the movers would take it, and it's just really big. So we're gonna see if we can maybe get rid of it insanely cheap. The idea is to get rid of it cheap and make a couple bucks off of it and not try to make a huge profit. We're not trying to make $1 million off of this dumpster. We're trying to make, let's set a goal. How much do we want to make off this dumpster?
With just these posts?
No, just everything in here. How much are we gonna make? Is that a TV? Oh my gosh. Of course a millionaire throws away a TV. Nobody ever listens to the rules.
Is this the one guy?
Yeah.
I don't know how much you make.
20 bucks right there, that rack, if that thing's still in good shape. Let's see what we can do here. $100?
Yeah.
Try to make 100 bucks?
I mean, yeah, I feel like you could make $100 if you wanted to.
Well, let's do it. Let's make 100 bucks. All right, so after uncovering some stuff and making it so we can open the door, I think I'm standing on a vanity here. This might have been a glass top coffee table. That's my guess. And then here's these massive posts we gotta kind of dig out. I think that's the headboard right there. Stuff doesn't sell in 2 days. I'm trashing it. These are absurdly heavy. We might be causing ourselves more problems here than solutions. Nobody's gonna want them, and then we're gonna have to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Who throws away half a bag of thicker lawn seed? Look at these patches in your grass. Just dig through a dumpster. You never know what you'll find. Dude, I'm gonna laugh so hard if this becomes like the thickest part. Oh man, look at all this dead stuff. Oh, there's that thing. What happens when you empty your truck at night? You forget where you put stuff. Alright, I expect this patch right here in the next 3 days to be just luscious. Coming from Scott's Turf Builder. Got another bag! Ew. Why does that one look like kitty litter? Oh well. Whoa, why is it orange?
You're killing your grass.
Dude, rich people have weird grass seeds.
Looks like Cheeto dust.
This is probably like corn seed. for beans.
That would be awesome.
Why does it look like kitty litter? My dog's running past. I just spread Cheeto dust all over my lawn. Someone tell me, did I just kill all my grass? There's some kind of like fancy table here, even with a motor on it. Not really sure what that is. It's gonna take forever to get to it, but we might be able to get to that other coffee table there. And then we got this one here. A little vanity, a side table for your bed. We have a actually really good condition computer chair, a bunch of scrap metal that has come out. We'll just toss this into our scrap metal dumpster. And then we've got one of these wire racks that you usually see for like, you know, maybe 50 bucks new or 25 bucks new. We'll probably sell that for 10 bucks. Okay, it's all fluffed up, but we literally emptied half of this dumpster practically. This thing was stuffed. Now it's just full of foam. Too bad that headboard literally has a huge chunk out of it. Otherwise, we probably could have sold this bed as a complete set. But I'm gonna have to get creative because not a lot of people want these giant posts for no reason, and they do have some damage on them. So literally the goal for these are just to get rid of them. I don't know how, but we're gonna find a way. Then we've got, what is this, the footboard to it, and then the rails. So not quite sure how we're gonna sell it, but it's all about the pitch. We just gotta convince somebody they need these for some project, maybe not even for a bed. Then we've got a couple pieces of wood here that honestly are just perfect for our dumpsters to sit on and protect driveways. We have two tables, coffee tables, that match each other but look like they're missing the glass. Well, again, it's all about the sales pitch. We then have this here, like you saw, and that. Those match. We sell those as a set. We've got the chair. We've got literally a teeny tiny bit of scrap metal. Just as I was grabbing stuff, I threw out things that were scrap metal. We have a scrap metal dumpster, so that'll go in it. And then again, the rack. Keegan, how much do you think we can literally convince somebody to buy this stuff for? Not all at once, but we'll...
$1 million.
I think you're right. 1 million sounds fair to me.
I think that you can sell those two together for 50. These two together for like maybe like 30 or something.
Okay. What
You
about
could sell
these?
that whole thing, 50 bucks. I think someone would definitely grab that for 50 bucks. You put 100, someone's gonna be like, nah.
Yeah, exactly. But just to like maybe try it for 50 bucks, whatever they're thinking about doing. Yeah. So we got 50 bucks. What'd you say, 50 bucks for the pair? We're at 100. Nice. We're at 100 and maybe 30 bucks. What about
set them all for a higher number and then just put our best offer?
Exactly. What about this? I don't know a lot about office chairs. 25 bucks?
Maybe.
It's in decent shape.
I
mean,
nice,
yeah, it's a leathery, probably was way too expensive. I'm gonna say 50 bucks. And then we've got the rack, maybe 20 bucks, or 25 bucks and then 20 bucks. So 130, we might get 200 bucks out of everything. But again, goal is not to keep this stuff. We do not want to hoard it. We want it to disappear as quickly as possible. So if I can sell this stuff for half as much as I rented the dumpster for, it just adds to the overhead and helps me pay Keegan. 30 PSI. That's not good. I can even see the nail. Never fails. I think we can make it through the day with that. We can charge it up. Famous last words. This is why you check everything that you're about to list when you're just like reselling stuff, especially if it wasn't yours. Beauty Rest, or whatever this is, I just found on Staples, all of their brand new office chairs are $300+. Almost all of them, except for like a couple of really low model ones. But I mean, this has a couple scratches in it and everything. But the idea of listing this for only like 15 bucks now is a deterrent. So now I want to sit in it. I want to know how this feels. I guess this is what $300 feels like. It is actually really comfy. I kind of want it. This is that moment then you want it for your own house. But I have to fight that urge. You have a gamer chair, don't you?
No, it's an office chair. Gamer chairs are shit, man. Mine's all mesh with an arched back.
Oh yeah?
Support and, sweat.
This is one of those like leather, like, you know, just,
I don't like leather anyway.
I don't, ooh, he's not into leather, ladies. He's not into leather.
Oh, it's got a cushiony bottom. I mean, I could sit in it. Not for ever, I guess.
Doesn't feel $300 to me, but.
No, especially this. Look at it.
I know.
But these things do go, and they do. How you do it?
I mean,
twist too.
They all function. It doesn't twist.
Oh.
This probably isn't the top of the line one, but it's definitely worth more than 15 bucks probably. Or was.
Not bad. I'd sell it for like, I'd say 50 or
50 bucks. $50. Let's do it. Through the TV on my drink. Not the Celsius. This is the only thing that keeps me alive. Oh well. So check it out. Here are the posts and the parts of that bed. That's exactly what we pulled out of the dumpster. This thing is massive. $2,400. At one point, it must have been $3,300. Granted, we are not selling it for that, but that's pretty wild. All right, so we end up listing the matching bedside table and dresser, 40 bucks for the pair. The matching side table and coffee table, again, 40 bucks for the pair. The wire rack, like I said, $15. The Beauty Rest office chair we listed for 60 bucks. Might honestly be the most expensive thing we sell. And the thing I'm still not certain we'll be able to sell is the bed frame and post. So I listed this in a way that I tried to get creative. So I basically said that these were parts to a bed frame. They were over $3,000. It would be great for somebody who wants to build their own bed or use the posts for a completely different project. So we'll see if we can convince somebody that that's what they should do. I'm not convinced it'll work, but we'll find out. I absolutely love Facebook Marketplace because it's literally just a garage sale for 24 hours. Because the cool thing is, yesterday I tore out all of these landscape bricks from my landscaping. So it's very bare and ugly right now. But I have grand plans for this to kind of match something else I did just recently. So all of these got torn out. All these bricks that are all curved through here got pulled out. And again, I don't like to hold on to things. I just don't like to hold on to things, to wait for a while to sell them, to see if I'm going to reuse them. I've grown up with people like that, and it kind of drives me nuts because it just creates clutter. So in this case, we're just getting rid of these. Sold them for 75 bucks. All these bricks, $75, gone. I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to touch them. I don't have to load them. And I can use that towards a very small percentage of what it's going to cost to landscape this. But again, it goes towards it. These don't just get thrown away. It's all about using your resources. And I mean, it sold probably in 10 minutes. I probably could have doubled the price. I was very surprised how many people messaged me about it, but they're gone at the end of the day today. So just another thing that we got rid of. So since Keegan's running around emptying dumpsters, I came out to the shop. I'm gonna snip the wires off of these and toss them into a dumpster I brought out here, along with some other scrap metal. We had quite a few appliance pickups at the beginning of the week and just a bunch of other odds and ends. So we're gonna toss these into some dumpsters. And it's also nice, with my shop being right off the highway, I have my dumpster on the other side, so it gives it just a little bit of advertising while also being useful by holding the scrap metal. Here's all the tires we had from a junk removal job. One of them has a sticker on it, listed on Facebook, sold it for 60 bucks. Brand new, tread's still good. I have no idea why it was thrown away or asked to be picked up, but all these other tires, we're gonna get a tree shear and we're actually gonna split them. But there's a couple others. The tires are so good and that tire sold so fast, I'm thinking about listing those too. So all the other ones that are absolutely trash, so like that one and this one, obviously, those will just get cut and we can actually throw those in a dumpster if they're cut right. Get to play with my favorite toy. This actually goes out on rent in a couple days, so I'm going to use this now. fridge now, tucked back behind the shop. What sucks about refrigerators is if you don't pick them up right, all the guts spill out of them. So you definitely want to pick them up so everything stays in them, like the drawers and all the glass. Pick it up like that. Boom. We do not want that baby spilling. Alright, so once it's in here, we can kind of work on smashing it around and making it fit better. The goal is basically to make this bad boy as thin as possible so we can fit more stuff. And this definitely chewing it up. This fridge was heavy when I picked it up. Uh-oh, don't crush it up too much. We need to be able to pick it up. There we go. Smash, smash, smash. Pretty crazy how these things can mangle up things like refrigerators. Basically, like, so they're unrecognizable. So we got, I think, 2 tubs in here, a couple sinks, 3 refrigerators, and at least 1 laundry machine. So still got room for plenty more stuff that we'll keep adding this week. So it's the end of the day, and I conned Keegan into helping me pick up my wife's Jeep. It had some warranty work done on it. It's just had some kind of exhaust leak from a broken hanger. This is the diesel, eco diesel Jeep Wrangler. The thing I told my wife I'd never do is buy a new car, and in 1 year I bought a new truck for my business, and then my wife convinced me she needed a Jeep, and the only reason I bid on it was because it was a diesel. And this thing is so much fun to drive. It gets over like 25 miles to the gallon, and it has just absolutely insane torque for a Jeep, so I love it. But the funny thing is, following the rolling operations backup truck, which is my Dodge Ram 2nd Gen, and I never really get to hear it except for in video because I'm always driving it. But man, it sounds so good. You don't get to appreciate it the way I do, but I just love that truck. All right, so everything's sold. This is day 2, like I said. Actually, everything except for the bedpost. I've had a couple people message me about having them sitting out here because I don't want to really manhandle them. But everything's sold that we at least showed on camera. Even my bricks that I have for a separate project sold. So not counting those, I mean, we made over $200 on all the stuff that was sold, which was the goal. Actually, the goal when I think I really just started the video, let's try to make $100, but $200. And I mean, at the end of the day, who cares? Made an extra $200. Keegan did say when he dumped that dumpster at the landfill that we probably could have made another $200 because the whole front side that we really didn't get to just had all kinds of other furniture and stuff. But I told him, like, yeah, well, I'm glad he didn't pick it up because once it's landfill, it's trash in my opinion. So it's gone. So kind of nice. Now I need to go work on some go-karts real quick because we are trying to pull together a miracle and get our karts ready for a track day in the Ozarks in like 48 hours. And we need about 2 weeks. We'll see if we can do it. Also, $200 isn't going to seem like a lot if you think about it. But here's the deal. I got money from the dumpster rental. So boom, paid for that. That was money in itself. Then this $200 is money that I basically just, you know, get as a little extra. But all that weight that was in the dumpster, all the furniture, everything that we pulled out, especially those bedposts that were incredibly heavy, I didn't have to pay for it because you pay by the ton at the dump when you dump stuff. So for every pound that I'm throwing away, I'm paying for. But instead, I got paid for those pounds because instead I resold them. So it's just money on money. You just got to think of it, all these little creative ways to save money and make money. And saving money is making money when you're in business. So you got to kind of think about those things. But I'm not doing this on all of my dumpsters. I mean, it would be so time consuming. It would be kind of, it almost cost me too much money if I was just doing it all the time, trying to resell stuff and, you know, holding on to it and, you know, literally spending hours emptying dumpsters that we could, you know, be focusing on other ways to make more money. But it is kind of fun to do every once in a while when you see an opportunity. We're here getting last minute parts for our go-karts, and look at this, 37 cents, and I love sharks. You can't beat this price. So here's the workshop right now. This one's mine. We picked all these carts up together in one big buy from a guy who was getting out of racing, and he took very great care of these carts. So if you'll notice, they kind of all look a little similar because he raced them, and he would just swap motors and go to the track with 2 or 3 carts. This one's my brother's. I actually think it's pretty slick, but man, he had to put a lot of work into it. Once things get repowder coated, things don't always fit the same. So he's put a lot of effort into this one, and I love that slick red. And that one's my dad. We call this the Kubota orange, and this the Home Depot orange. So I'm rocking the Home Depot orange this time. Let us know in the comments if you want to see some videos. Maybe I'll start taking some at the track. But as you'll notice, these things are, well, in some cases older than me. We are into vintage, so we really do like vintage carts. They're fun to race. It's competitive yet not super serious, and people aren't bashing up against your carts because, well, they want to keep their carts in nice looking shape. So these things will move down the track pretty quick. We're going to Ozark, and like I said, we're trying to pull together everything at the last minute. So last minute that, look at this. This I'm not proud of. I don't have time to remake brackets or have brackets made. So this is literally a wrench that I cut a couple hours ago. Cut that bad boy and turned it into its own bracket because the seat used to be sitting sideways because it had a bigger motor on it. But now I have this smaller motor on it, and it's much more ideal to have a straight line path rather than sitting kind of cattywampus, which it's okay to do. But on this track, I want to be as comfortable as possible. And I didn't want to spend the time trying to find locally something. So I'm a little embarrassed of it, but what we're going to do is we're going to grind down all of this and maybe get some paint on it. That way it's at least less noticeable to all those serious vintage guys that are going to go, what did you do? Is what it is. Oh, we also sold that last bedpost, so that is out the door. So everything's gone, guys. And today we actually did quite a bit. Keegan did quite a bit while I actually kind of prepped for this. So I hope you guys liked the video. I know we just kind of threw a bunch of stuff in here on top of what the video was actually about, but hope you liked it, and I hope to catch you next time. Make sure to like and subscribe. See what happens next.